You read the title right. Fortnite Summer Escape ruined Chapter 5. Now, I know what you're thinking, Clark, how the hell are you going to even say that? We're barely halfway through Chapter 4. Hear me out. Let me break this down to you in a simple way. Ever since my video from yesterday, I've been seeing a lot of comments where people are trying to give Epic an out for why this summer event is so boring, why it's so lackluster, why there hasn't been much. And the reason has been, well, it's because Epic is working on the next big project. They're probably working on the end of the chapter event, or they're working on Chapter 5, which both of those things are more than likely true. But what you have to understand is that's a problem. If Fortnite is dedicated on having yearly chapters, if the chapters are going to be that short moving forward, if that's the new standard that we're setting, that ends up creating a really awkward loop. Think about it like this. Chapter 3 suffered because they were getting ready for Chapter 4. We didn't have a really crazy summer event or Fortnitemares. Then we got Chapter 4. The winter event was mid, arguably because they're preparing for Chapter 5. The issue is that if Epic is going to put themselves on a very tight schedule to come up with new maps and new chapters constantly, that means the content that we get in the middle of the season or the middle of the year is always going to suffer. Think about it. The moment that they put out a new chapter, they have to start work on the very next one. So when Chapter 5 comes out, we have to start work on Chapter 6. But what does that mean? That means that the map updates and the events and all the other stuff that we enjoy about the game, they're going to be really boring because a lot of Epic's time and attention has to be put towards developing the next chapter. If they were to slow down and make the chapters longer like they used to be about 1.5 to 2 years on one map, but give us significant map changes, focus more on the gameplay element, and just making the current map as fun as possible, that would do more for us, more for the community, make the game more enjoyable than rushing out a brand new map every year, but barely seeing any updates or changes to that map. This mentality has also caused us to get less live events, and after Fortnite Fracture, we haven't had anything significant. The last live event that we've had was arguably one of the worst in Fortnite history, if not the worst. That's what's on everyone's mind, the worst live event ever, because we've had nothing to replace it since then. Rushing out a new season every year puts too many constraints on you as a development team. You have to sacrifice meaningful, impactful updates in order to pump out something very quick for us, because you've got another bigger project on the horizon that has a major deadline. I'm not saying that you can't work towards a bigger project, but give yourself more room to work. Spread it out over 1.5 to 2 years. That way you can give us bigger and more impactful updates in the chapter that we're currently enjoying. Otherwise, it's going to be an endless loop of, oh, well, we can't have a really big summer update because, well, we've got a lot of things that we got to do for Chapter 5, and then Chapter 5 is going to get here, and we're going to be going to the same cycle. Like, oh, well, you know, we can't really have a crazy winter update or a crazy summer update because, well, we're getting ready for Chapter 6, and Chapter 6 gets here, and then I think you see the cycle. It will never end. Something has to change in order for these updates to be better. And I've enjoyed the majority of them, but I think that there's something that's missing that could be there that isn't. They don't have weight like they used to. And it's not nostalgia. It's not because, oh, I missed Chapter 1 and how things used to be, or Chapter 2. Updates used to be really fun. You guys used to come up with a lot of really cool creative ideas, and they would be spread out over long periods of time because you weren't worried about a particular formula to fit into. You weren't worried about having to end a chapter within a year. Now that we're creating this new standard and this new rhythm, I don't think it's one that's healthy for the employees. I don't think it's healthy for the Fortnite community. It's not one that we seem to enjoy. So let's dial it back a little bit, make things move a little bit slower, but have more impactful updates on the map, bring in a wider range of weapons, and then that way we actually have time to sit and enjoy the current island and the current chapter that we're on. Let us absorb it and take it in rather than feel like we're being rushed into the next project. Anyway, I want to hear from you guys. Make sure to leave a comment down below on how you're feeling. As always, subscribe to the channel and check out this video right here. This one's gonna go over my feelings on the Fortnite summer update. Love y'all. Catch you in the next one. Peace.